When it comes to Green Lanterns, they can pretty much mimic all your major powers you can think of via versatility with their ring. Like, for example, when I think Green Lanterns, I think of blast power. Like, I don't think of somebody that can lift a lot of weight, even though lanterns can't lift a lot of weight. I think of a lantern like a literal cannon. I mean, like, yeah, somebody that has a lot of firepower or blast power. That's what I think of a Green Lantern like. Green Lantern content is no stranger to this channel. If you know about Green Lanterns, you know there's a lot of Green Lanterns in the universe. I like the fact there's a number of humans that have amazing willpower because multiple humans have been worthy of wielding a Green Lantern ring. Don't you love it? Even in the Arkham video game universe, it has its own Justice League and, of course, Green Lantern, the Green Lantern from Earth that we know as the John Stewart version. They decided to go for this games universe of the Justice League. I guess it just sucks that we can't play with him and he's possessed by an evil being that's making this a horror movie, basically. Oh, let me stop. Not much content to go off of, but he has the standard Green Lantern stuff. Let's get into it. I'll let him give a background on how his ring works and his powers real quick.
There's a planet called Oa, home to the Guardians. The Guardians are really old. The Guardians created these rings. They're powerful. If a ring chooses you, you can use it to make anything you imagine. Used to be a Marine.
So even without counting his ring, one could say since he was a Marine, he already has like hand-to-hand fighting skills because of his experience being a Marine.
But in the Lantern Corps, I'm more of an intergalactic policeman. I made my power ring look a little bigger for you. It might be the strongest gadget in the whole Hall of Justice. My imagination is my superpower. Using my power ring, I can create all sorts of neat stuff to help me save the day.
It's the stuff you already know in comic lore. The video game mimics that stuff. You see this construct, he's making a seat for himself, a chair, guns behind him. I'm talking about all kinds of constructs, even a giant version of himself. He can literally create helicopters to shoot a rain of bullets. Literally a bunch of mines, guys, that actually explode when you touch them. On top of the mines he can make like a whole bunch of his own missiles. I already mentioned how he can make a giant version of himself, but he can make a giant version of himself out of Green Lantern energy, like acting as a shield, and it can be like a machine gun or his own minigun with missile launchers all around him, like a fort. The constructs are apparently as strong as his will, which is something that's hard to measure. How do you measure will in like megatons? Like, how do you measure that in megatons? So it's like, yeah, just know his constructs are really durable. You can even argue that Green Lanterns are some of the most versatile characters known to man because of their constructs and how he can make anything he imagines. Like pretty much how he explained in his video, he can make a whole bunch of guns to aim at you and shoot them all at the same time. You know, the different Suicide Squad members you got to play as in the game. There's implications he's stronger than every single Suicide Squad member, including powerhouses like King Shark, even beings that have a speed force, gauntlets, like Captain Boomerang, and guns are just literally completely useless compared to this Green Lantern in this game. You're going to see a lot of that in this video too, because there was points in the game where he pretty much was like stalking the Suicide Squad members and they could not hurt him. They could not get free. None of their attacks could hurt him. Like there was like a literal dome, like nothing worked. Because there was times where he would literally restrain the whole Suicide Squad and they couldn't do nothing back in return when he's possessed by Brainiac. I just want to let you guys know that King Shark isn't a weakling. He's kind of a demigod, guys. And he's like able to hold him down, restrain him with ease. Even though this video could age like milk and this might be a clone of Green Lantern or something, or it could be implied he could be amped by Brainiac. I do think even if he wasn't amped, he probably would still be able to handle the Suicide Squad just in general. But just for the sake of argument, it is confirmed that the whole Justice League's DNA is altered thanks to Brainiac. That's why he's even doing evil stuff in the first place.
The consequences of corruption have created changes in Superman down to his DNA. Similar changes likely impacted the rest of the League.
Yeah, this is just a theory, but I think it's a pretty good theory because Superman doesn't even have the same weakness to Kryptonite that he usually would, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of evidence of it. Brainiac basically enhancing the League, Green Lantern included, but I still think without it, he's still ridiculously powerful. Right? Like in these files that are a part of the game's lore, they talk about, there's more lore on Brainiac wanting to unlock apparently the beings or Just Leaguers' full potential. He states once you've been enhanced, implying that Brainiac might actually be enhancing characters when they integrate. But anyway, yeah, Green Lantern pretty much can solo them without, the only reason they was even able to beat him technically in this game was because they had to get like his weakness. They had to get research from Batman to counter him. Like it's literally information about his weaknesses in Batman's Batcave they had to use. Literally shown they have to use the count of Green Lantern stuff to stand a chance. Same with the other Leaguers, anti-speed force weaponry and such. You know, all the Leaguers were just too strong for them. Man, I would love Sinestro to be a playable character in this game. Yeah, just look at this big fort that Green Lantern can make. And when they don't have his weakness, like the Yellow Lantern weakness in this game, this is what happens when they try to pull up on him. They literally can't hurt him or make him flinch, King Shark included. There's nothing they can do to even harm Green Lantern like this. King Shark himself even says, "We are overmatched, retreat, comrade." Like, yeah, Green Lantern's that strong when they don't have the Yellow Lantern weakness. So this right off gate kind of lets you know his overall power. He's stronger than like pretty much every member of the Suicide Squad, the 4 members before the DLC, of course. Oh yeah, here's another angle of the big constructs he can make. Literal building size constructs, guys. I think just from the sheer size of constructs he can make, I think we all can assume based on his ring is his strength, his ring is his blast power. So when the fact he can make stuff bigger than buildings, one could argue he can make constructs as big as certain mountains or constructs as big as a multiple city blocks. This is a Green Lantern construct he can make. I don't think there's really not much of an argument to be made to say as a bare minimum, he'd really have no problem lifting up a building or a couple buildings. Him even lifting up multiple buildings or an entire city block seems believable. If he can make a fort that wide or large with his Green Lantern ring, that's extremely durable. Blasting away, trembling a city block or multiple buildings, destroying multiple buildings, seem like that wouldn't be much of an issue based on this already and we just getting started. I mean, seriously, does anybody have their doubts that he can blast away multiple buildings? When it's confirmed he can make constructs or forts that are too powerful for conventional weaponry, that includes RPGs and everything. Like, it's literally confirmed by Amanda Waller, conventional weaponry doesn't work against him or his constructs. So he's obviously above, like, conventional weaponry when it comes to durability and just raw power in general. Deadshot even said it himself, taking these strong beings, Green Lantern included, on is suicide. Not to mention, we literally see conventional weaponry get treated as a joke compared to Green Lantern's power, like shooting them down, planes, jets, RPGs, it doesn't matter. Missiles, he can just blow them away.
Brainiac's skull ship is shielded from conventional weapons. That's Green Lantern's handiwork right there.
Green Lantern was even trolling when he was possessed, talking about, look at your little guns, like your weapons don't work on him. Like, yeah, I know this is a gag moment, but yeah, don't ask. The game had weird writing right here. Probably, I don't know. King Shark used Green Lantern's ring right here. You can kind of get an idea of how strong John Stewart is based on how he temporarily used the ring right here. Like this shield that was too strong for conventional weapons, missiles, all kinds of stuff. He was able to make a construct strong enough to, a construct that big, a shark, giant shark. He was able to make a construct that breaks in this crazy strong shield. So it kind of lets you know how strong John Stewart could be if he wanted to when it comes to raw power. But he was kind of going insane for some weird reason, which makes me think this John Stewart still ain't dead, because why is the ring still working if he's not worthy? And yeah, that's not how it works. But yeah, this is not a question. He could definitely level buildings with his raw blast power. He has really durable constructs. Yeah, he can make his own personal shields. One could say he has like auto shields. Like he wasn't even really paying attention. The shield just came up when he tried to get shot at by Deadshot. So it lets you know how his stuff works, his defense. When it comes to his just narrative and writer intent, there's implications he can shoot literal beams of light, like Green Lantern's light. He literally says it himself, Green Lantern's light. So they're kind of pretty much mimicking the comics on how he can make literally energy constructs of green light energy and such. This begs the question, can he blast out attacks at light speed if he can technically shoot out energy beams of light technically if he wanted to? Maybe not every attack is light speed, like these gun attacks might not be light speed, for example, because he's trying to mimic guns or whatever. Like right here, for example, you know, there's like these little energy cannons. Those might actually be beams of light. What do you think though? You know what I mean? You can kind of get an idea of his raw power by when you see him fight other leaguers, like Flash, for example. I know one can argue that he's amped up, which is could be part of the reason why he's going to pretty much obliterate Flash here. Part of this is just him being strong in the first place, but maybe Brainiac amping him up is what's making him be able to curb stop Flash this bad. Like when these two attacks clash with each other, like his construct broke, but he did also obliterate Flash. It was so bad to the point where Flash couldn't really move. All of this is apparently thanks due to the Brainiac enhanced Green Lantern's John Stewart. Matter of fact, when it comes to other leaguers that are not possessed, like Wonder Woman, like he was literally stalking her. He made her bleed, so it lets you know he can damage beings as powerful as Wonder Woman. It's crazy because Wonder Woman in this universe has centuries of combat experience, and Green Lantern is able to make her bleed. Literally confirmed he engaged Wonder Woman, and it was confirmed she was indeed injured thanks to Green Lantern fighting her. So yeah, he can actually hang with Wonder Woman's ears. The same Wonder Woman, she had a slugfest with a powerful entity like Superman-centric Kryptonian type characters. You got to remember that this Superman, apparently, I'm kind of unsure if he actually withstood the nuke, but apparently he was right next to a nuke while it blew off and just shrugged it off with no damage. Like he didn't throw it, he actually flew away with the nuke. So he might have been right next to it as he flew away with the nuke. Like, yeah, it was a legit nuke. So, and Superman, you're telling me he was right next to that apparently? We haven't seen Green Lantern hurt Superman, but if he can somewhat stagger somebody that's strong or somewhat hurt him without no weaknesses, when he have to be in that nuclear bomb-esque century as a bare minimum, yeah, I definitely think it's possible for Green Lantern. Just like how Wonder Woman can kind of affect him with her punches. His blast or hit should feel like a nuke at least, right? Him being able to quake or hit with similar force or the equivalent force or raw blunt power or concussive force as a nuclear bomb sounds terrifying, doesn't it? Well, that's a lantern. So what do you think his blast power is? Like, I'm not saying he can absolutely hurt Superman fatally or nothing, but if we assume he can somewhat harm him just a little bit, he will be able to hit with similar force to some smaller nukes or something, or a small city-shattering level attack. Wouldn't you agree? not much to go off of. Work with me here. But like, if we had to really get into some deep analysis, I mean, we don't have much to go off of, but if I had to do a rough speculation guesstimation, I could be completely wrong, but I think I'm right, If there just had to be a grid via speculation, I would say if Superman's 100 when it comes to punching power, when it comes to Green Lantern's blast power in comparison, I would say, I don't know, he's a 85, 90, we don't really know, but I don't think he's like less than 1% compared to Superman's punching power. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all pretty powerful leaguers. Like, I know I'm nitpicking words here, but we don't have much to go off of, so work with me here. Not as strong as Superman. So if he's not as strong as Superman, but we know that he can damage beings like Wonder Woman can fight Superman, Green Lantern can make Wonder Woman bleed. There's a good speculation that can be made if Green Lantern fought Superman in this game, he would possibly lose, but it would be kind of difficult, There's not really nowhere for us to know for sure, but we can argue that. You're probably thinking, why does this matter? If he's stronger, he's stronger. No, yes, somebody can be stronger, but somebody cannot be far behind either, if that makes sense. And this is crucial because we can kind of get some more understanding of the powerhouses of this universe's limitations by what Superman apparently can do, in Batman's opinion, before he even got possessed, in like the game's files and lore. His Argus tapes, yeah, this is before they actually got possessed, so no amps. This is like an off-screen feat, so technically this is just a statement, but I think we could take it seriously due to Superman's history and just what we know about Superman as comic readers. Batman actually believes Superman of this universe can carry an entire planet, and nobody debunked him when he said this, meaning that it's probably taken literal. I know this is just a statement, but if you're a comic reader, this universe is inspired from the comics. Superman always lifts planets and all that stuff. This is more than likely literal, guys. I know it's just a statement. We ain't seen it. Superman has a history or track record, no matter which continuity we're talking about. It's sort of the same deal with busting planets or moon-sized structures too. That's like a common thing they always do. I mean, when it comes to John Stewart and comics, I know this isn't the comic book continuity John Stewart, but like planet stuff, holding together planets, moving planets, is something Green Lanterns we've seen do in the normal comics. So their statements about Superman being able to move the planet definitely seem fair, because Green Lanterns have done stuff like that too. So we haven't seen this universe version of Green Lantern do nothing planetary like that, but based on the statements of Superman being able to carry stuff, there's implications that the whole league, the powerhouses at least, not Batman of course, one could say they can do planetary type stuff too, just being somewhere in his ballpark. Even if they are somewhere below him, the fact that Superman can apparently carry a planet, a lantern might be able to carry a smaller planet or a moon-sized structure or a small moon or something, it's just a lot of ways you can look at it, even though we haven't necessarily seen them do that kind of stuff yet. These leaguers don't have screen time. They haven't had a chance to even show us if they could do it on screen. There's a chance that it's a possibility they could, though. A lantern in general having the ability to move a planet. We see that stuff happen in actual main continuity comics all the time anyway. Them saying statements about them being able to move planets seems legitly accurate. Why wouldn't they be that strong? They've always been like that in comic continuity. Even though it's a separate continuity from the normal comics. Will we see a feat like this one day of this universe Green Lantern? Who knows? But there's a possibility he could be in that power range, being a powerhouse of the league, defeating Flash, making Wonder Woman bleed, the same Wonder Woman that was scuffling with a possibly amped Superman, that same Superman that can apparently carry a planet. Why wouldn't Green Lantern be able to do this if Superman can carry a planet, if he's somewhere in that power range of output or just lifting power with his constructs? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? There's something else I want to quickly talk about. We don't really have much evidence of this kind of stuff, but we know Green Lantern can fly, of course. We saw plenty of that in this video so far. We know he flies through space. That's a classic Green Lantern theme. And you guys know how space is vast, right? I'm about 90% sure this Green Lantern can fly faster than the speed of light if he needed to. Look, let me say that again. There's a good chance that John Stewart in this universe can fly faster than the speed of light. We know as a bare minimum, he has to be faster than the speed of sound. I think that's just disrespectful if we to say that's his peak. A Green Lantern being the speed of sound at best when they have to fly through space, that doesn't even sound right. I mean, even if you just do a quick critical thinking right quick, even the galaxy away from our Milky Way galaxy, even to get there in your lifetime, you would need to be faster than the speed of light for Green Lantern to possibly be that fast to be able to fly there. And we know, like, that he probably met the Guardians in his universe from Oa, like it's literally stated in the game, like in the game's lore, that he's used to patrolling a whole sector end to end, a sector in DC. The game itself didn't really deep dive into space sectors, but this game seems to be mimicking comics when it comes to a Green Lantern being in charge of a single sector. I mean, because Green Lanterns are literally interstellar police force. Like, I pretty much showed that part in the beginning of the video, how he's an intergalactic police officer and stuff, patrolling a sector, just normal stuff. It's like Green Lanterns, in general, just have to be faster than the speed of light. Unless there's some spaceship we don't know about that the game has, this universe version of him have, we have to assume that he can fly around a sector in his own lifetime. which would be faster than the speed of light patrolling sectors in the game. He stated he can do that. Right here, a whole sector he's patrolled, a part of the universe basically. Flash and Green Lantern have like a little cool relationship. It's pretty cool. Like Flash and him will race. Of course, Flash is faster, of course, but just kind of let you know that if he's racing somebody like Flash just for fun, he can't be slow, of course. You know, he's a Green Lantern that can fly through space during his own lifetime. Massively faster than the speed of light in this game, pretty much confirmed. We just haven't seen him actually fly through space. There's really no reason to say he can't do it, really. I mean, Green Lantern himself just literally told us that, like, in his opinion, he's super fast because of his Green Lantern ring. Like, he's just fast. But what do you guys think? What do you think Green Lantern's max blast power is? He only literally has one game appearance, not much, but they got some decent showings and some possible lore in the files that tell more about their lore and what they've been through. Do you think his constructs have enough raw strength to legitly actually move an entire planet with the strength of his constructs? I think it's totally plausible. There's really not really contradicting it. They had to use Green Lantern weaknesses to even stand a chance, like Yellow Lantern stuff. Hopefully we get a Justice League game so we can see more of this stuff fleshed out. I do think we still scratching the surface of their limits and their blast power. Like, I know every Green Lantern varies in power, but John Stewart is usually more or less in normal continuity comics. He's one of the top tier Green Lanterns. I think we all can agree. He has some crazy will. But hopefully we get more fleshed out screen time of him when he's not possessed or something. Who knows? Seeing your favorite heroes this dark, man, it's like a walking horror movie. But what do you guys think? Before I get going, respect John Stewart, Green Lantern of the Arkham universe, Suicide Squad, Kids of Justice League. He's pretty strong, lacks screen time, but off the lore we have seen, he's pretty strong so far. Hopefully we see more. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.